When is the best time to network? When is the worst time to network? The worst time to network is when you need to network. So how should you network? Let's get into it. So I remember this one time I was at a networking event. This was back in Charlotte, and it was the usual spiel, networking event, people saying, hi, how are you doing, blah, blah, blah. And there was this one lady going around with a resume, handing out the resume to everyone as if it were a business card. And I remember feeling sort of bad for her because she was very qualified for a lot of things, had experience with a lot of big companies. She wasn't a translator, but remember she had experience with Goldman Sachs, with other things, spoke a bunch of languages, and just seemed very qualified. But the mere fact that she was going around this networking event, handing out resumes and saying, I need a job now, I'm going to say, made her seem desperate. She probably was desperate. I mean, that's why she was doing it. But I remember feeling kind of bad for her. I remember thinking at that time, networking should be done in advance. And since then, I've only been reinforced of this idea. And I really think it's important because the worst time to network is when you need a job and you're desperate to get that next job. You want to get the networking done ahead of time. That way, if something ever happens, you already have a bunch of people who know you, who trust you, who know what you're about, and who have an idea possibly of where you could fit in. So my recommendation is always to attend these events, go to whatever networking events there might be in your area, whatever associations, chambers of commerce, stuff like that, meetups, internations, whatever it might be. And just get to know people, as they say, establish ties with the community. But, get to know people on a professional level because this can pay dividends. Maybe not now, but a year or two down the road. Now, if you're a freelancer, freelance translator, you're pretty much constantly looking for new clients, new potential clients. And so it's constantly good to network. You'll be surprised at where you can find people at these networking events. Now, I've done other videos on networking per se. In fact, I have a course on how to network for introverts where I discuss a bit more where to network, like which associations to target, whether it should be language or specialization, stuff like that. You can kind of go around everywhere. The important thing is to network and to pursue that, even though you feel you don't need it right now and you don't feel it's the right time, and maybe you don't feel like networking per se. I know I'm like that. I'm almost always like that. How about, however, if you're just in a place where there are no events happening, or you don't have a method of getting to the events, or maybe you're just isolated, or for whatever reason you can't network? Well, that's what LinkedIn is for. LinkedIn is a great place for networking online. And again, with LinkedIn, I would recommend the same strategy. Do it when you don't need to do it. Make sure your profile, everything is optimized and up to date and everything there, but also just interact with people. Talk, comment, engage in conversation back and forth, because you want this track record, because if and when you are looking for a job, at that point, you will have a bunch of people whom you can rely on, rather than just starting off being like, oh, I need to find a job. Let's update LinkedIn and let's post a bunch of resumes and stuff like that. It really makes it a lot easier if you network ahead of time. So always be networking. I say this as someone who does not like to network. Like I said, I have a course called How to Network for Introverts, because I'm an introvert who does not like meeting people and going through, oh, so what do you do for a business? Oh, here's my card. Oh, what do I do for business? Here's your card. Okay. I really can't stand that. But I do recognize how important it is. And so that's why I recommend doing it. Network when you feel like you don't need to network, because it will pay dividends in the future. It's a very simple message, but it's very true at the same time. And that's it. I'll talk to you next time. Okay, thanks. Bye. Savidum.